Every day there was something. I don't think a day went by when something didn't go wrong here.
There's junctions everywhere. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 junctions in like a 5-foot span here.
If they did the electrical wrong, and what else did they do wrong?
Is there any screws in this? I don't think so.
70% of it was done, however, incorrectly.
This is just standard studding stupidity.
And we figured, you know what? If they don't know what they're doing, we could be in trouble.
Let's take it down. Oh, yeah, baby. Mike Holmes. If you're going to do it right the first time. Let's get rid of it.
How do you do this to a family?
Look at the nest. They got a nest of them. Oh, my God. On the money. 2, 3.
Oh, my God!
It's perfect.
Thank you, guys.
You like it?
Oh, do I ever?
We love our neighborhood, and we love our neighbors, and we love our house.
Because we've been here about 6 years now? 7. 5, sorry, 5.
Julie and Joe bought this house. It's a fairly new home a few years ago. They need another room. Contractor says absolutely yes.
Hello.
Julie, nice to see you
again.
Joe,
Nice to see you.
how you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
And what's your name?
This is Noah. We adopted a child last year and wanted to adopt a second child. So we thought, do we do the addition in the attic or do we not? And because of the layout of the house, it was actually, we thought it was doable.
Gives him a quote in the area of $25,000 to put a room inside an attic. The idea would be that he structures everything on the inside, really just so that the floor joists are in, picks up the weight load of the roof, and creates a small room.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Where do you want to start? Well, we can start
I
here.
don't like what I see already.
This is the landing.
And they were supposed to support it, but they've decided that it's more than adequate, so
Doesn't
they
require
figured
support.
they don't need any more support.
We just wanted to look nice. Our expectations, even with the contractor, weren't that we just wanted a room, a nice, structurally sound room, something that's not going to be the danger of anybody or fear of falling or, you know, that's going to
And
ruin our house.
We want it done right.
Yeah.
Do we have permits?
No.
No structural permit, no electrical permit, no HVAC permit. How do you heat that room? How do you run hydro?
He said it would be an extra $5,000 to get a permit done. We will give you drawings, but no permits.
If you think you need permits, pick up the phone and call the government. Hey, we're thinking about putting our room in our attic. Do we need a permit? What you're gonna hear the government say is, you cannot put a room in your attic. You must put on a second floor addition.
Was this here?
Yes, that's at the top of the closet.
And that was existing.
Yes, and we put the tiles on, and they built from here on, as you can see, with the lovely tile job they did.
So they're taking the front of the closet, which has no structure over the door, as a weight load, and tying into the wall here.
That's right.
So as soon as we put stairs on it with rails, because you're gonna need a rail on one side, you're gonna
Yes.
have an issue. Do you know what's in here?
I think it is a 2 by 10.
That's about a 16-foot span. There's no way they're gonna allow two 2x10s in a million years.
They had put the beam too low, and they had actually taken out one of our kitchen cupboards to go all the way through. So they couldn't close our kitchen cupboard doors, and he actually asked me, do you need your kitchen cupboard door to close?
Is this live?
I don't know. He told us he was gonna get us a certified electrician to come in and do all the electrical. The worker from the day before did the electrical. And I said, are you a certified electrician? And he said, no. He said, I just dabble in it every once in a while. I'm thinking, okay. So he hooked up all the electrical. It took them weeks to hook up the electrical. And it's a complete mess up there. There's those boxes everywhere, and it's just a mess. Nothing works.
Holy crap. And look at all the electrical cut-ins.
That means they tapped into everything else that was up in the attic. They tapped into any line that was in the attic. They tapped into an HVAC line that was in the wall.
Okay, they have 2x8s coming up from the outside wall right up to the top peak.
Many times I asked them about the actual structure of the roof. And there was trusses going all across inside, and they cut every single one of those out.
We had 7 or 8 different workers in here. Nobody knew what they were doing.
I tell you, this is...
Anytime we see visual, a few things wrong with it. We know there's a lot more wrong. It's hidden inside.
How much did this cost you?
We paid them $22,000. However, it was supposed to be $26,750. I called them up again in tears, just saying, you know what, I can't do this. I'm at home, I'm stressed out, I'm supposed to be enjoying my time off, and I'm not. This was supposed to be done in a month. A month was their time limit.
Basically, he told us, no permit, no timeline.
This is where it all starts to go wrong. And people need to know when to say, that's enough. He yelled at you.
All the time.
And you didn't kick his butt out of this house?
Because he threatened to lien on our house.
He's threatened to lien.
Put a lien on
He's
our house.
threatening a lien on a job he did not get permits on? This is where you need to stop it. We have problems. Red flags, red flags. Use them. Trust your instincts. First things first, we're gonna have to bring in an architect and an engineer. I'm gonna have to go through this to determine what he's done. Based on what I've just seen here, there's enough here to tell me this is wrong. At the beginning, this house was open concept. I'm gonna bring it back to open concept with the proper addition on top, with all the permits of electrical, structural, and HVAC to make sure that this child has a proper bedroom. Once we have the plans, I'm gonna come in through the roof. I'm gonna cut the roof right out. I'm gonna take everything out of here that should not be here.
Wow.
And I'm gonna put in a proper addition.
We've had to put our lives on hold, basically, at the time moment till this is completed, and then we have to sit back and have to reassess everything again now, and what we thought we had planned is basically all changed.
I will be back.
All right,
I don't
thank
want you to
you,
worry about it.
Thank
Just
you
please
so much.
don't
Thank
come
you.
up here.
I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Appreciate all the help.
Oh,
Yes.
man. I love this. I don't even think they know what 16-inch on center is. Look at this. Wow. Talk about a scam. Whatever, okay? I say whatever to that. This is all coming down. Normally, I would just open up the whole roof line and remove everything that's in there, but what we're gonna do is cut open a door, really an access. I have the proper saw for that, probably about 7 feet wide by about at least 10 feet up. So we'll make a door that we can go inside and start pulling everything out, watching structure, taking our time as we go and making sure it's safe. What really they should have done in the first place was cut open the roof, prep on the inside. We want to work from the basement up, so you're going to look at it like, okay, are we going to put in a steel post across the center the way they have it? That means right down at the basement. That means footings in the floor, continue your way up, create the structure, open up the roof, put in TJIs, at the minimum 2x10s across based on the span. We're going to go right to TJIs, manufactured floor joists, right from this side of the house to the other side of the house. Came up and wrapped up and dammed off the end. In all locations, we needed to breathe from the soffit. It makes me wonder just how much they've tampered with. We do see bolts put in their 2x8s, 2x8s. On top, laminating to the rafters directly, I'm hoping right up to the top. They're still wrong.
Yeah.
But it's not bad. They cut all the rafters to build a knee wall across, and they didn't come up underneath it. Why the hell did they do that? No corner supports, eh?
No, I
Not one corner support. As the drywall meets,
Yeah.
nothing to nail to. This is coming off way too easy.
No kidding.
Look at this one.
What the hell were they doing there? Oh, man. They ran short right here. Like, this is the end of your 2x, it looks like probably a 2x12. They ran it short. So they just basically, as you can see here, they took it like a 2x4 or something, cut the next piece and just notched it in there, which is just not gonna do anything. It's more for looks than anything else. He's short on all his lumber. Whoever was taking the measurements was way off. So he's short, so what he does is he adds a 2x4 just here, and then all this is basically a drywall nailing edge, which is totally nuts. This is now not doing any kind of support for this. So it's just totally inadequate.
The trusses were designed to hold everything in place this way, vertical, and the tie-in is really good. Now that they've cut out, you can see this was a crossover here. They've cut this out, which weakens this area. So they've taken their 2x8, bolted in, thinking the 2x4 is actually going to work. What really holds it from pushing it out now? That's the point. What holds us from being pushed out? Well, it sort of helps the way they have the collar ties in here, because I will call these collar ties, But just by looking up, you can see what they did cut out. 2x4s that came directly down this area here that tied into other pieces coming this way, and they're all tied in to hold structure support. Let's get the rest down, get it all out, pull all the screws and everything so it's safe, get that drywall down, get it cleaned out, and we'll do a thorough investigation as to what to do next.
Okay. What do you see?
Did you cut that line? That's live.
My God.
Can you imagine bringing an electrician saying, the wires are run, but where is the junction to tie in? This one's completely hidden, and it's live. Oh, yeah, I'm just lying around on the top of the roof. I sort of got this ridge mount sort of thing here. 1, 2, 10, go.
Set. Okay, my finger.
Oh, Jesus.
Whatever.
Everybody else pick this up and move it. Holy crap. What we're seeing right now is that this was the existing piece of crap that they built.
Yes, that's exactly right. The little room kind of tucked itself in underneath the existing roof, so there wasn't the proper headroom.
Nor would there have been a headroom proper for the stairs to come up.
That's right.
Everything was a conflict.
Exactly, and the other problem was with a bedroom in the building code is required to have a window that you can escape from in the event of a fire.
Right.
So skylights alone are not enough for a bedroom space. You really need to have a window.
Oh, that's one hell of a point I forgot to mention. How are they going to get out in a fire?
Exactly.
Man, you'd be trapped up there. This is about the biggest, smallest addition I've ever done in my life. It is so extreme on what I have to do here. I'm stunned by this. I need this wall open because we need double structural support here to carry load. I need a double structural support here to carry load. But again, it's my choice to put in floor joists that span from one side of the house to the other without a support beam in the center. It's what I have to do to create that. More than likely double here, but we need to open it to see it. So pull the casing, pull the complete drywall on this area, lose the baseboard. Structurally, we have the big P5, that's the parallam beam. It's 8 inches by 16 inches. And as that goes on the top plate, you can see there's no structure underneath it. We've got to open this up and structure completely underneath it, right down to point load, which will be at this point, the bottom plate of this wall, and then go downstairs and cut it, open a path in the basement to make sure it's carried from the bottom plate, which is the bottom plate of this studded wall, down to foundation wall and fill in that area as well. Point load, down to load. Let's get a couple of guys upstairs, Damon. Pull the sheeting off the floor. Let's leave it up there as plank flooring, rip it in half. I don't care what you do, just so we can, you know, you figure something out. We're gonna be able to have to get across. Let's get the other half of the team down here. Drop this ceiling, pull the pots down, let them hang. Pop that ceiling, pop this ceiling from that line, create a new line here, measure it off of that line. Take your time, let's not drop anything on the floor. And remember, there's a spaghetti factory of electrical up there. You put a blade through it, it's live, so be careful with the wiring, all right? Just cut through gentle. Let's see if we can leave the plastic up underneath this and repair it. If anything, it's gonna help keep the heat in the house. But the more we prep ahead, tomorrow, boom, cut the roof, get that truck in place and get these beams in, okay? Look at the electrical. Junction point, that's 2. Junction point, that's 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This side alone. We obviously see more over there. Every single existing line has been tapped into. That means that these circuits could be and probably are overloaded, and that is an extreme fire hazard. Every single one of these will have to be traced down, put back the way it was, with junction points now in the attic space. Frank's gonna have a hairy. I'm gonna open up the roof. I have to get those beams in. The truck's coming in, we're gonna boom them in. Well, at least with that in, I'll wait for 2-3 days of clear next week, come back in, put up the walls, put up the roof, get it done on the outside, then we'll finish it on the inside. since you're there, get yourself up and over down to an area that we can get it from inside, okay?
You want me to go further down, you
Yeah,
mean?
because by the time you get that in, we're starting to remove that side.
Gotcha.
As soon as I get the roof cut and finished, I'm going to start opening it up, and then we can coordinate with you, hopefully, to determine what they've tied into. I mean, look at this. They ran into 2 lines. This one is live, I'll tell you that. I know this one's live. The rest of it seems to be not connected. Whether or not they connected in the boxes or not, I have no idea. You're gonna love the way they did the pot lights in the ceiling down here. We had some proper pot lights with housing, and then the other pot lights, no housing. There's only 2 with housing. So we had all the insulation in with retrofits.
It clearly says it right on the retrofit pot light that within 3 inches of insulation, don't use it.
Well, that was
Clearly says it.
piled right over it.
Yeah, well, nice little fire hazard. But like they didn't think there was something wrong. Like,
Well, they thought they had a good contractor. He kept saying, no sweat, no worries. You don't need a permit.
you don't need a permit. Is
No.
what they said.
No, you don't even need an electrical permit, is what they said.
Nice, very nice.
Adam? Somebody?
I won. If you're happy and you know it, break the roof. I'll do this whole side myself. Don't worry about it, guys. It's under control.
They had receptacles coming off of the lighting circuit, which is 100% incorrect. They need to be arc fault protected since it's going to be used as a bedroom. So we're just going to be pulling out whatever we have and just rerunning it brand new.
Nothing like bringing a tiny little truck. Look at the size of this thing. They brought the big boy. What we're gonna do is pick up the beams, and he's gonna come up and spin over around the house. What I'm gonna do is rather than pick it up and cut it, I'm actually gonna put it in place, overhang the wall, and I'll cut it later. If anything, this is gonna help keep the wall secured. We have a measurement from one side to the other, 305¼ inches, 306¼ inches. That tells us on a 14-foot span, they're out an inch. Oops. You're gonna love this.
Good, right there, and you can start lowering.
Perfect. Tell them we got about over 4 feet left.
We've got just over 4 feet left.
4 feet down.
4 feet down. Just over 3 feet. Slowly, 2 feet. Just over a foot, Adam. He's doing good. We're all right on the mark.
About 6 inches, slowly. There we go.
Stop.
You down, stop.
It's good. It's good. Any day we can use this, I'm happy. It's 2 weed trees put together, aspen and poplar. We talk about saving the forest. Now, I looked at the plans. Do you have a layout for how you wanted this all done?
Yep, we did draw up a layout, so it's all...
Now, that makes my life a lot easier.
8 feet to the east.
That's good.
And there you'll see there's the big 7-inch beam as we see here. There's one here, there's one here, and then there's a detail that's going to happen because you're cutting into the existing roof.
And we're cutting on this angle?
You're cutting on that angle to match the existing roof.
You happy?
Okay, it's down. Give us about a foot slack, buddy.
Good.
Stop going 2 feet away from the roof. He's got to slow it down coming down. He's got to come about 8.
Come over here, Stevie.
Okay, we're good. Is that on there?
Are we ready? Let's go. Pass it to Mike. Screw it in. We have a 2x4 plate on the outside edge here, and the reason we've done this is within the plans of strengthening the ends, because we did the cut, we had to put in the extra structured glued and screwed plates, which picks up the load of a small flared cut. All this does, that 2x4 keeps the floor joist from wobbling. Yes, the sheeting does it, but it doesn't go to the edge, so that must be in. It's part of the plans, and we do exactly what we are asked to do, and that's the right way with a plus on it. That means build it better. Okay, we ready? All right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Measure it, mark it, screw it. We're out of daylight. Let's clean this up, close it up, we'll be back tomorrow. As promised, the rain is here.
Really?
But look at the span of the studding. Nothing is 16-inch on center. Nothing is, this is just standard studding stupidity.
It's a mess. The walls weren't put up properly. The structure is completely shot.
The electrical is unacceptable. Like, we haven't found them all yet, but we're looking at around 20 junction points.
Oh my God, I was floored.
All the structure is wrong. It's not going to work. You would have molded in the next 2-3 years.
Oh my God.
What I'm trying to do is to build the wall and the floor and stand it up. We've got nothing but straight lumber. Awesome. Do I have a lot of room to do it? No. 7'3" is the height of the outside wall. Off comes that the rafters that we're gonna make. It's not trusses, we make our own rafters. 12-inch on center, way over code, but I wanna carry load over top of floor joist, which is 12-inch on center. Rafters will shoot up on a 412 pitch, which hopefully gives us around a 4-foot rise off the center. It'll be within that area, which will make the area look rather big in here.
It's snowing in here. We got a huge snowstorm. This is crazy. Oh, good thing we tarped it. We were here till about 7 o'clock last night. I mean, this took a lot of work to get going here. We structured everything with timber strand. All these outside walls, 2x6. We have our level true joists right above our windows here. One beam right across for both windows. I love it. We structured on both ends. We got double plates here, double plates in the center, and double plates on each end. Nice big 4-foot windows. Give them lots of light. We have one on each side. Everything's supported off each other. We have our beams here, which come down, structure support onto our cantilever beams here. We tied back right to our P5s. Our P5s run right across here, so we're restructuring onto every P5. All structures sitting over the biggest beams we have.
Normally, we have a standard 1x8, 1x6,
Right.
or trusses, and we'll tie into it. But
Yeah.
because this is now a ridge beam, we're gonna have a cathedral ceiling. We're gonna have to ride over it. Minimum code would state that we need 1.5 inches breathing airspace based on minimum insulation.
Right.
We're gonna use wall tight. But we still have to come up so that we can insulate this void up and over that we're 100%. All right, that's gonna be cut out. That's what we call a bird's mouth. Remember, this is a cathedral ceiling. That bird's mouth is gonna just come right over the outside wall on top plate, right over the outside wall, comes up to the rafter, and that locks in the outside wall. That wall cannot push out once tied into this ridge beam. Go back up in here. Let's cut some sheets at 39. That'll be fine. These are pro. Carl?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
So you get the theory now, what we're doing, right? Rigid foam on the outside, wall tight on the inside, complete blanket like a cooler. We have all our cross ties in, which gives us that lateral support that we need so the walls don't come down. But in with the wall tight is going to give it that extra strength that's needed, which far exceeds plywood on the outside.
That's amazing.
And we'll just have to give that to the inspector. Let's get in this other stud, our foam. Let's start building this wall, get our rigid foam in, and once all that's done, we're going to get sheet the roof. Give me a 3-foot opening in the center behind the bed. We're only going to have receptacles on the sides. That way they're not touching the bed. We have no worry of a fire, even though we have our tall breakers.
So if I center it on this wall, you're good with that? Because that's basically where the bed's going to go, center to this cavity.
I'm really good. And let's have it 1 foot off the floor, 3 feet high, so no higher than 4 feet. Make sure we create that pocket, the spray foam in this area. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a 2x6 in here, right? Yeah. We're going to put a 2x6 from this one out like this. That way, once we go 16-inch on center, that spray foam can go in and hit that corner. Okay.
All right.
Let's go.
Thanks, man. What happened to the beam, Pinky?
Wasn't screwed into anything.
No, there wasn't even a screw from the beam to any of the trusses, nothing.
Really?
We just pulled the post and pulled it out.
One guy stayed on there.
The weather's sort of
iffy.
iffy up in the air. So we're gonna start with one section, rip it off, get some underlayment down.
Yeah.
Make sure it's watertight, and then start the application on the new product. It's a Galvalume steel roof.
What does that mean? Galvanized aluminum?
It's Galvalume is zinc and aluminum coated as opposed to galvanized. It's a little bit more industrial, stronger coating. Very corrosion resistant, even if it's scratched or damaged.
Right. So what do you have to do? Do you have to give it breathing room underneath? Do you strap it?
Well, because of the profile itself, it's a little slightly elevated, so it does allow some airspace.
Yeah.
There is some strapping required, but not on the complete roof.
Right. So what about wind? Like, what can this take in terms of gusts?
It's warranted up to 120 mile an hour wind,
right?
Which is equivalent to, I believe, a Class 3 hurricane.
Oh my God!
So yeah, because it's screwed in and the angles that it's screwed in, these panels will actually literally have to shear through those screws.
Is that right?
So
is that right?
Especially being a heavy gauge steel, it's pretty much impossible to rip this roof off.
Right.
The reason I left this is because personally I want to see this. I want to pull this cupboard down. I want to see how they tied this beam into this wall. I can guarantee there's no vertical structure underneath it. Put your hand in there.
Stuff?
No. Put your hand in and see if you can feel the studding. What do you feel?
Just said stuff.
So it's right here.
Yeah.
Baby ladder. That one. I don't think that's screwed into anything. Yeah, it's not screwed into crap. Yep. Got the weight, okay? Yep. So, that was not screwed into anything. Oh, whatever. Anybody had to hit that pole, I should have looked at it earlier. All you had to do was hit it. That beam would come down. And if it came down, whoever's standing there,
Oh, wait, man. I gotta see if I got another bit.
I'm gonna run a bulkhead vertically straight up right beside that cover. Okay? Then I'm gonna run a bulkhead right across this ledge here, which gives you room to run electrical. I'm gonna run a bulkhead from here right across here. Also, I'm gonna do a vertical bulkhead, then I'm gonna come right across to split the living room with the kitchen. So I'm gonna have about whatever this size I'm gonna use here, about probably 12 inches down. Nice. So bulkhead right across, that gives the Brian and Gary room to run the ductwork up, across, and tie into the 2 windows over there. It also gives them the room to come in across here with the 2 windows on this side and you to run your electrical. Also, the void that we pulled the cupboard out with to pull that stupid beam that they had in there, That goes right down. There's no insulation in there, so I have to wait for the spray foam so I can get them to fill that void. I'll never be able to stuff insulation.
But that void, by chance, does that go all the way into the basement, sir?
Yes.
Thank you.
That's excellent. That's dead on. What's really important is keeping this distance the same, because once we put our trim in there, if it's off, it'll really show it. So 4 3/8. Just measure the chop out of curiosity. 4 1/2. See, so we'll have to fix that. That is right on the money.
With this pipe right here, they have, it's called the green seam. And what it is, inside the seam of the pipe, it has a gasket type material. So when you seam the pipe in together, it forms a gasket so you have no air leakage. This is it right here. So when this locks into this will form a gasket between these two pieces of metal. So this run from the furnace all the way up to that top floor, you should have no air leakage in this pipe.
Most of your work can be done from the inside. Again, hitting it from here, thermal break right down and behind that 2x4 so that it all ties in, right? Right around the room, we're gonna do the whole attic space right up over top of the ridge beam, and that way we're completely airtight and closed off. I've capped off the ends, left that zone open so you can just spray right across that vapor barrier, come up and tie into the spray, the rigid foam on this side.
This is the typical area where you're gonna find problems in a house. If you don't address these details, you can't get at them later without ripping the floorboards off.
Why is my floor cold?
Exactly.
Right, that breeze comes in, so we're gonna eliminate that. And I guess you can see the way I've done all the areas in here. You're happy with it, that we can come in across the zone, tie all back in, because the rigid foam is right here, right?
Yep.
So that all hits that.
This will be completely filled, Mike. This right back into here, this crack, everything will be filled, right back to here, and then they're gonna bring the foam down in through here. I mean, this is not even an issue. Totally thermally broken.
She's got it still.
Nice.
Looking good. We got everybody in today. Drywallers. I love hearing it. What'd they say? Man, straight edges. I've never seen anything like it. Perfect. Did we get the sheeting on the outside? We did. So they're going to continue the roof line, get all the shingles done because everything's closed in now. They'll finish that. Then last, they do the siding. Spray foam guys are coming back in. They're going to do the blown-in insulation in the rest of the attic space. We've made everything thermal broken on the addition. Anything beyond that, we'll just use the regular blown-in and build it up on at least a 12-inch height. So I know they're going to overkill it like I like. It's been a long project for a very small, huge addition. I love that. It's been a small, big job.
It's a lot quicker to install blown insulation. It's more uniform. You don't have any seams. That's typically why you use blown insulation. You'll find us using the bat just to stuff this off. It's typically maybe on a slope ceiling, you use a bat of insulation or spray foam. But typically in a flat attic, it's very cost effective. It's seamless, okay? And as long as you put enough in there, you're gonna get a product that performs.
Instead of doing the hangers the way they want, because the idea with the cantilever is to pick up the weight load, we have a structural wall all the way down to the, there's footings underneath this wall, right to the basement floor. I just went and checked.
Yeah.
We also have a load-bearing wall on that side. We're gonna take out completely all of this, and the whole ceiling now.
Okay.
I'll cut that, okay?
Yeah.
We're gonna run two 12-foot 2x8s right across, carrying load directly down, and all we gotta get is on top of this floor here. We'll cut a hole in here, and we're gonna put in our two 2x8s right under structure, because over the door here, we're gonna have two studs, right? We have two studs right here. We'll cut right in.
Okay.
That way that it still picks up the load over the door, it picks up the load here. That way we have an open shelf here, we're gonna have a wall come out across here, and now we've carried that load. So not only am I closing it in, I'm actually carrying the load. These are the two main that are carrying everything, right? It stabilizes everything, holds the wall, holds the floor. That's what we're gonna do.
There was a lot of angles, a lot of cuts. There wasn't too many full sheets, so everything's on angles and pitches. So it took a little while to do this room up here, but yeah, it turned out really nice.
This is honestly a great example of, instead of building new, what we're doing is building new with old. You have to have the talent to tie it all back together again, that not only does it look right, that it is right. If you just went with the old, you're gonna be unlevel, unsquare, and there's ways around this that we can correct it, and that's exactly what we're doing right now. To get the inside of this wall true to the upper wall of the staircase, we need to build it out. So the easiest thing is a double-studded wall using a straight edge. And we know that's perfect. All right, now we have one. We're good. We're level, we're half-inch space. We're gonna continue that cycle right across. I move my fingers?
Yeah. I wouldn't trust me either.
Just in case. All right, believe me, I've done it, so it's not like somebody else can't do it. But
do you see my hand?
Oh, is that what all the tape is? You're learning from Adam, aren't you? So I have electrical tape and what?
Medical tape.
That's medical?
Yep, and Band-Aid.
Looks like you need a medic. Yeah, baby. I need you to get these rails done ASAP because the carpet guys are coming in at 1. How long do you think it's going to take you?
A couple hours.
Then you made me a very happy man. Fire stop in. No fire can travel up that hole if ever there was a fire down here. Anytime we have a bulkhead upstairs and a fire has the ability to climb up that bulkhead and get into another bulkhead, you want to do a fire stop. This is all within fire codes galore, but this just makes sure that you can stop a fire from spreading with a simple product.
As you can see, we've installed our arc fault breaker for the upstairs bedrooms. So we're going to turn that on, so we now have power for the bedrooms. And we've also installed a SICOM surge protector into the panel. There's a code that's been in place for the last few years that says that any bedroom receptacles have to be arc fault protected. So any retrofits that you do, just the way we have now, we've added a new bedroom. Those bedroom receptacles have to be arc faulted. Therefore, you need the proper breaker in order to do this. This is the first thing that the electrical safety inspector will look for when they come in to check for the, on the permit.
Very important to seal your primer before you paint. They've painted, they've done everything, but as we do touch-ups with plaster, if we don't seal it, the paint won't stick. That's why you're gonna see paint flake off in many areas, because after they do touch-ups, if they don't hit those spots, that's an issue. Try and take it off later, you can't. A good way to tell is if you're unsure if it was primed or not, put your finger across it. It's not primed, that's plaster. We want to make sure we hit it, and we hit it good.
do I charge you?
$2. $2. That's all you're getting paid.
I'm just getting the last little footprints off here. As you notice, I'm wearing my booties. That's how we keep the floors clean. Bottom line, you cannot turn an attic into a bedroom. It is not minimum code. It's not even close to minimum code. We have trusses in the attic. That's 2x4, okay? That's not a floor. They beefed it up to 2x10. 4 months later, I finish it. All right. I think they're here. A lot of work. And the reason it took so long is because we did it in the winter. I'm fighting rain to begin with, wind, snow, and a hell of a lot of problems.
Come on in. You got a tan.
You did I?
I'm jealous.
I'm a little bit darker.
Yeah, you are a little bit darker.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Welcome back to your home.
Thank you. It looks amazing. Oh my goodness. You got its plant.
Oh, I did, yeah.
It's so nice.
Well,
I
you know
love
what?
it.
Yeah, just little effects that we do. I wanted to close off the stairs, and that's what I wanted to do. Why? The door opens, cool breeze goes, pushes, and goes directly upstairs.
If I was just to come in and put in a proper bedroom addition on the house, it would have been a lot easier than what I had to do because of the contractor. $25,000, he says. We'll put a room in your attic. Not a problem. No windows, no heat, tamper with the electrical, and tamper with the structure.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God, our house is back.
Oh, it's so nice.
And I'll be honest, it's been so long, I don't even remember what your living room looked like. I just put it back as to what I thought it would be.
That is fine. Actually, you know what? You did really good. It looks exactly the way it was.
Really?
I love it.
No, it doesn't look exactly the same. It looks totally different.
Come on in.
Oh.
No permits. If they had permits, they never would have allowed it in the first place. This is why you need to check with the government. Can we do this? Don't ask someone you don't know. We had to bring up, if you see the corner, we had to bring up all the ductwork in that corner. So instead of, because the first HVAC drawings were saying going up into the attic, I said, not a chance. This is the look that I like. This is the first, for some reason, it just works for me.
That looks amazing.
Does it ever?
I love everything. Oh, it looks so different.
Your beautiful roof outside, Rob, is that something?
Oh.
When I drove up, I couldn't stop staring at the roof, and it looks amazing. Those shingles are.
We couldn't have. That's way too much.
Yeah,
that is way
amazing.
too much.
We have all brand new carpet. We painted your stringers. To me, I like carpet on the stairs. It makes it not slippery. It's warm. It also soundproofs the area. All new handrail. Again, restructured this whole area to carry the load.
This looks amazing. Look at the railing.
Absolutely gorgeous.
And look how strong it is. We are talking strength here.
My goodness.
That's the way it's
never
supposed to
gonna
be.
move.
I'm happy. It looks right. It feels right. And the homeowners are happy. That makes my day.
Oh my God.
A little bigger, eh?
Nice.
You could say it's a little bigger, yes.
It's huge. I'm shocked.
I'm amazed.
Yeah.
I can't. He did so much more than we anticipated.
Looks like we bought a brand new house.
It looks like we're walking into a brand new house. It's absolutely gorgeous.
And this room is nothing
Yeah.
compared to what it was before. Not even close.
Okay, so the room,
This is huge.
it's the design, remember? Okay, in the room, we have a walk-in closet. We have an attic access on that side. You pull the 4 clips, boom, pull the screws, and it's airtight right now. And I wanted everything to do with airtight. You can use it as storage. You can put in a closet organizer, kids' playroom, whatever you want. I left it this way on purpose, okay?
Perfect, yeah. Perfect.
Okay. We see the vaulted ceiling.
Yes, that is amazing.
We have another attic access there.
Wow.
So I see, personally, I see a big bed, a big headboard.
Yes.
Okay, and that's what I see.
Everything.
Yeah, just everything.
I love the room. I love it.
I like the room upstairs. I love what he
love
did on the
the
main floor. He just did more than he had to. I don't know. I don't know if he had to or if he didn't have to, but he did a lot. And again, that's more than we bargained for.
Way more.
Structurally, I had to do this my way because if it was my house, it's the way I would do it. And we used timber strand. So we did not use anything else but timber strand. 10 times stronger than any other wood. 100% true. With that, it gave me everything I needed for a perfect cathedral ceiling. And then, instead of sheeting the outside of that wall, we do our cross ties for lateral, okay? We sheet the outside with rigid foam. I think we used 1.5 inches, 2 inches of rigid foam on the outside. We sprayed on the inside. Alex came in and sprayed. What that does is gives 100% thermal break. This way, you could heat this room with a candle.
I thought maybe it would be kind of like it was before, but just a little bit different.
Maybe a little bit bigger, higher ceiling. That's about same size, but a higher ceiling.
But this is
No,
totally different. Totally different.
All windows open, so that way you get the cross breeze. I don't know if you want to move up here or your son's going to move up here. I don't know who's going to move up here. What we're missing is a hot tub. I'm sorry you couldn't get the hot tub.
That would have been nice, Mike. He saved us. He saved our house, and he saved our family. He allowed us to adopt a second time. If it wasn't for him, we would have had to put all our money back into this house to get it even back to where it was before we did the renovation. And we wouldn't have never been able to afford to adopt. So because of Mike and Homes on Homes, we have a second child.
I'm done?
I think you're done. Unless you want, I can't thank you enough. I really can't thank you enough.
You're welcome, sir. And you're welcome. My goodness.
We can't thank him enough.
No, there's nothing we
Just
can
looks
do.
absolutely gorgeous in here.
We made him some lasagna.
Pinky. Good job.
Thank you.
Adam.
Yeah.
Carlito. Good job, man.
I don't know if he remembers me, does he? It's a party. Uncle David? He remembers Aunt Pinky is what he's gonna remember.
Billy. Awesome, bud. Awesome.
I want to take the baby to the next job with me, so.
Say, wow. Say thank you, Mike.
And look at the food.
And it's got me to the book.
Good guys, good work.
That's great.
I haven't seen you for a long time. Hello.
Give me 5. Nice.
He did a fantastic job. You can't.